Hey guys, so to catch you up on Manadoob, last week was our first session and it was pretty amazing. These kids, most of them were fourth and fifth graders, but these kids were very overzealous on wanting to be in the program in the first place, so that makes it easier for staff to run the program. But we just did introductions of the program, introducing ourselves. But then the game that we played, they became very, very in-depth and personal questions that we didn't necessarily plan for. So the kids jumped in way faster than we initially thought they would, which is a great start because we want them to be open, we want them to be trusting, and we want them to kind of be vulnerable in order to share, because as we move forward, we'll be discussing a little bit more difficult topics like bullying, depression, anxiety, sexual relations, things of that nature, which sounds silly for fifth graders, but you'd be surprised. So hopefully they're still as excited for it as we move forward. So last week I also mentioned that there was a MEOP meeting for a young boy that was going to be placed in our care. And this week we were supposed to have the follow-up with the school so that we can match what they were doing in the center. However, that appointment got canceled. But my director, or supervisor, excuse me, tasked me so another add-on to the Manadoob is that I will be doing one-on-one with this child. And he's a pretty awesome kid. He's 6 years old, but he is not officially diagnosed with autism, but family and other practitioners are saying that this is what he has. However, they're still doing testing to make sure. But he's interesting because he's a little bit, he's quirky, he's quiet, he's super silly. But when he has his moments, he doesn't do good with transitions, and that's our biggest issue that we're dealing with right now. And for him, if we don't give him like a countdown or a time frame of like, hey, we'll do this task right now, and then we'll do this activity at this time. And if we don't stick to it or get it close to, he kind of has a meltdown or a breakdown. But it's not a typical breakdown that you would think a child would have. What he would do is he'll either cry, so there's random ones, so he'll either cry, or he will throw a tantrum and like start throwing things and ripping things and just making a scene, and then he'll start laughing. So sometimes if you're looking from the outside looking in, you're like, what is going on? Like, it's a crazy house here. But those are just the phases that he goes through, and sometimes you have to let those phases just happen in order for him to get back to his neutral level, where we can talk to him again. He likes sensory things, so we do Play-Doh a lot. We do balls or whatever, especially during transition. So like when he's walking from school to the center, we'll give him the paper because he loves to be a leader. And giving him the paper gives him something to hold in his hand, and that can help with the transition, with the 4 minutes that it takes for them to walk from one building to the next. He's a runner though, and so we have to be on guard with him. We can't leave any doors open, whereas before we would be able to and not have really any issues. But like even today, he ran outside on the playground on his own, and we had to kind of coerce him to come back inside. And that was after getting 2 staff members to kind of like trick him a little bit to go down the slide. It was very silly and funny. And to him, it was a joke, so it was good, no harm, no foul. But as a staff member looking at this kid running away, you're kind of like, please don't go any further than that. Like, I need to bring you back in. So we're still working on those little things from him, because he does run out, and he just does it because maybe he doesn't want to do this task anymore, and so he'll leave. But he has to understand that, hey, I can't leave, or I need to verbalize that I no longer want to do this anymore. So we're still working with him, and hopefully when they schedule the meeting, we'll have a better understanding of some of the transitional tasks that we can use, or other methods that we can use to help him acclimate to the new social environment that he's in. That's all I got. Bye, guys.